I got you. I got you all so good just then.
How we feeling out there tonight? Yeah, I am not feeling good.
Wake up at 11:30, feeling like a bag of. All my clothes are dirty, so I'm smelling like a bag of. Go to pour my coffee and I miss my cup. OMG, that is just my luck. Look in the mirror, say, "What's up, you useless fuck?" Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Listen.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
Everybody got paid.
Sucky, sucky
Yes.
now, mommy.
Mommy's milk.
Everyone must have gotten paid their fucking smiley fry bonus. Because holy fuck.
Daddy, chill.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Oh my
It's
God!
cold. I like to see you wiggle wiggle. For sure. It makes me wanna dribble dribble.
Oh, it's long, that's right.
Riding in my Fiat. You really have to see it.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. Oh my gosh, we've got some crazy streaks going on right now. Whiskey's on 3. Atlas is on 10. Oh my God, Waba, I know you've passed 10. Today is 11 for you. Congrats and my condolences. Welcome in, everybody. Lurkers, listeners, now and later. I hope you're having a beautiful time zone wherever thou may art. I art higher than God herself. Thank you, Hannah. I kind of just went a little Willy Wonka on the makeup this evening. I sat in the mirror and I had a vision. And then in pure liquid eyeliner fashion, I went too far on one eye and I had to match on the other eye. And this is what we ended up with. No, PJ kept making me laugh. And I had to hold my breath. And I have asthma and I'm full. So it was like, it sounded like a battle. But I survived. Thank y'all for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful time zone wherever thou may art. I art full of, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all. Tonight was a magical night. For a very important reason. So. Before I knew that I was autistic, I've had safe foods my whole life. Like, I eat something good one time, it's good that one time, then I get that every time because I, like, need that dopamine rush, especially if it's, like, something that's consistent and I know what to expect. It's going to be the same thing every time. Well, one of those used to be, and I know this is going to be confusing, a black bean burger from Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, listen. I know. It doesn't make sense, but hear me out. That is by far the most consistent, flavorful, and tasty black bean burger that I've ever gotten from any chain restaurant. Well, about 10 years ago, they quit serving them at almost said Texas Roadhouse. Buffalo Wild Wings. And then tonight, we were going to DoorDash, and Pidge was like, I think I could go for some Buffalo Wild Wings, but, like, I don't know. Their wings are kind of like, I'm kind of sick of their sauce. We've been getting the same thing a lot. I want to try something different. I wonder how their burgers are. And I thought back to the black bean burger, and I was like, damn. I remember her fondly. About this thick was the patty. Nice and crispy all the way around. Not too mushy, not too hard. Onion, lettuce, pickle. Yeah. And I had a moment, right? And I was like, Lamau, wouldn't it be hilarious if they just randomly started selling it again? I found it on the menu, y'all!
My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle. For sure.
And I ordered that motherfucker. And I had it for dinner. And it was just as good as I fucking remember. Also, ironically, getting burgers from Buffalo Wild Wings is substantially cheaper than getting bone-in wings, we found out. So, that's something we'll definitely be doing more often. Yeah, Pidge got a double smash burger.
Winner, chicken dinner.
And he loved it. So, new safe food re-unlocked. I was going to cover a book this evening, but then I accidentally got way too high. And we're not going to do that now because I want to have my wits about me when I talk about something of that magnitude and or when I'm reading in a book. I already fight for my fucking life to keep my spot on the page, right? I don't need that to be exacerbated in any way by the good herb. But thank y'all for being here this evening. I am wearing a sweatshirt of mine, mainly to plug it. Unless it's the dead of winter, I don't wear long sleeves. I told PJ it makes me feel like one of the cats when we put a tangerine around their neck, the tangerine collar of shame. I don't know what to do with my hands. I want to lick my back all of a sudden. It's a whole thing, right? A whole situation. But I'm going to show you right now what this is. This is from my Growing Out of Pure Spite collection. It says, established 1991, made from starch. And then the sleeve, of course, has my logo on it. And then the other sleeve has, Growing Out of Pure Spite. So I've got the comment pinned on this chat if you want to browse that collection. There's mugs, t-shirts. I'm fucking taking it off now. Y'all have seen it. It's cute on me. There's pictures on Twitter. It's documented. There's a paper trail. I can't do it. It's not cold enough yet. It's simply not cold enough yet. Ugh. Oh. Relief! Sleeves make me a bad person, dude. And if that's all it takes to make me a bad person, then it's not the sleeves. No, I'm just kidding. It's sensory hell for me, dude. It's sensory hell. Whew. I feel better. I feel better. So cool. So instead of reading a book, I just thought we'd keep it chill tonight and cover. My earrings are sensory neutral because these are made of like styrofoam, these little peaches, and they're like weightless. Like I don't even feel them touch my neck. So this particular pair is sensory heaven, or a sensory neutral, I should say. My hair on my neck, however, is sensory hell. Okay. So like I said, not the Neurospicy collection, the Growing Out of Pure Spite collection. Get yours if you're moved by the spirit to do so. On the back, the lovely potato plant. At the top. Cute as fuck, people. Thank you. This is the NYX matte lip cream that I've had for like years and years. And then just like a shiny sheer gloss on top. Oh. Y'all know, listen, no structure, no fucks. I'm just kind of here, you know, just kind of hanging. I've totally hit an end of the year wall. And it's like pulling teeth to get me to do anything. Exactly. We've got to, okay, I've got to fix the mod on the funkin' chat. Because a little F-bomb here, a little bitch bomb there. What are we? It doesn't have to be censored. We're adults here. We're all adults. Whew. So I figured I would just like pull up some of those TikToks that I saved. And we can talk about them. Why the fuck not? Also, if you also live paycheck to paycheck like fucking billions of us do, and you want to support, but the merch is a little out of your price range, I get it, because it took me like over a month to be able to afford to buy samples for myself just because disposable income is hard to come by. And you still want to support somehow, you can join my Curly Fry Club. If someone could plug that in the chat for me. It starts at literally $1 a month, and it just supports me and my work. It allows me to be able to make content for y'all. You get a discount on my entire merch shop, and you get access to 3 club exclusive merch collections. Every single piece of my merch is designed exclusively and entirely by me, and I've worked autistically hard on it. So if you see something that catches your eye and you want a little discount, go ahead and join the Curly Fry Club. I know JK last stream gifted a membership to the chat, but I didn't know how to run the giveaway. So we could try that again.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you remembered.
I'm glad I remembered too, because I don't want it to sit there in the ether forever and ever, you know? So I believe once it starts, you'll have 60 seconds to enter, and you just do the exclamation point enter, and then it'll pick someone at random. I believe that's how it works from what I've read. So let's get it. I'll let you all know when it's time. I've got to find it here. Twitch gifts, yes. 0 out of 1 redeemed. You may redo the giveaway. I would like to redo the giveaway, please. Select the giveaway you want to redo. The new giveaways will begin immediately on your stream. Get ready, bitches. Here we go. Giveaway will start shortly at Potatum. All right, here we go. Exclamation point enter to win. Oh, free fucking membership to the Curly Fry Club. Exclamation point followed by the word enter. Hurry, 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 hurry. Only new members are eligible. So if you're already a member of the Curly Fry Club, rats, so sorry. It's exclamation point enter, not just the exclamation point. I want to make sure everyone who, there you go. I want to make sure everyone who wants in gets in. Wow. I can't believe I'm actually doing this successfully. I don't know if it's, yeah, just in case it's case sensitive, if you can do the all caps enter, exclamation point all caps. This is the first one, so y'all are kind of the guinea pigs. Please just go with it this time. Humor me. We're going to figure it out together. Thank you so much for the bits. Heinlein fan, I really hope that I pronounced that correctly, and I'm so sorry if I didn't. I really appreciate you. Also, those of you, Waba, you won the free month of membership at the Curly Fry Club. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
That was the wrong button, but Bob Ross is proud of you, Waba. Congratulations. Until next time, of course, if you want to gift someone a Curly Fry Club membership, you can go there and do so. You're the Twitter user who didn't know what the Easter Island emoji meant. You're repenting. God, that's fucking funny. Oh my God. Well, I appreciate the bits. And thank you so much for being here. God, that got me. That got me. All right, y'all. Congrats, Waba. Glad that gift isn't hovering in the ether anymore. It was making me nervous. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but you know. Hi, Nugget. Welcome in. Yes, bits do help me. It's essentially just like a tip. Just like a little cash money US dollar tip in my case here in the US. And even though I talk about money being fake all the time, it still exists, and we still have to use it to, you know, live. So, for those of you who are new, you get what you get when you come here. And because I'm a little Stone Malone, Post Malone, who just cheered more? Oh, you just cheered more. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And more. Oh my gosh! Not Heinlein trying to start a hype train up in here. Thank you so much! I know, they're single-handedly going to start a hype train. I appreciate you, friend. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay. Oh shit! Okay, so we got a new giveaway. Let me hop back on the other screen while we're doing all this, just to make it easier on the eyes, even though it is me that you're looking at. Okay, enter if you want another Tater Tier 1 membership to the Curly Fry Club. Hannah just gifted 5 to the community. So if you didn't win earlier, enter. Baby, thank you for the 300 biddles. A hype train is close. Oh shit. Yeah, enter quick if you want to snag some. Since there's going to be 5 winners, if 5 people enter, y'all are getting one. So like the first 5 people to enter essentially will get one. If that's how Fourth Wall runs their giveaways. It makes all the sense in the world to me. I totally would enter if I were y'all. TB fucking H. TB quite H. And I appreciate everybody being here. Holy shit. Y'all are so awesome. And if we get another hype train, ISTG. All right, who we've got? We've got winners here. We've got Wonder Kid. We've got Petey and Stardew Land. We've got Wonder Kid as well. It said your name twice. Baby, thank you again for the bits. Oh my gosh. Hype trains make me sweat. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Yes! Oh, there's so much happening! Hannah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can redo the giveaway because I don't think all 5 got redeemed. Thank you so much, baby. Because Hephaestus, I saw that you entered. The giveaways are only in 60-second windows. I tried to look on the back end as a way to edit that. I don't know what page it's on. I'm able to turn it up to 3 minutes, but like, bitch, I spent 20 minutes last night looking for it. Couldn't find it. So let's see what we've got left here.
Okay, so there's still 4 out of 5.
There's still 4 out of 5? That doesn't make sense though, because I feel like...
People won, right?
I feel like 2 people won. PD won. And Wonder Kit won. But I bet y'all have to like click the link and do it to redeem it, but there's still slots available. So let's see. Okay, yeah. We've got, I think. Heinlein, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate you. Hephaestus, you too. Thank you. Oh. Holy shit. So, okay. Real quick with the giveaway. I'm not sure if it gave you all multiple months for free. I don't think that's how it works. But we'll let the dust settle and then we'll get back to the giveaway if we have spots left. But oh my god, we're level 3 and almost 4 on the hype train. How did this happen? A hype train, from what I've been told, is when like 2 or 3 people in a row either subscribe or gift a subscription to someone or use bits to like tip the streamer, and if 3 people do that in a short amount of time, it starts a sort of hype train, and then you just keep gifting and keep sending bits and stuff, and then once the hype train is over, you unlock an emote of some sort. And we've been racking them up over here. This is, I think, my 5th hype train, and I only started getting them like in the fall. Y'all are spoiling me rotten. My hair, holy shit. I straightened it like a week ago and it's time to wash it. Okay. While we're letting the last 2.5 minutes of the hype train either conclude or keep going. Yes, Atlas showing off all those hype emotes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some TikToks for us to watch together about various topics that we talk about all the time that I've had saved for us here. I think it went really well when we did this last time. I really enjoyed it. And even though some of this is talking about heavier things, such as like what's going on in Palestine still, 75 years and 75 days of ongoing genocide, free Palestine, I'm 100% for Palestinian liberation. It is not anti-Semitic to critique the actions of a government. And PJ is Jewish, and like, we have been like paying close attention to what's been going on, and I try to talk about it on TikTok, and I keep getting shadow banned on there. So like it's a whole thing, but I save a lot of content related to that. I save a lot of content related to bipartisan politics, to capitalism, to autism, and bitch, we talk about all of it. So this is kind of a grab bag of TikToks. So I don't have them labeled or anything. I don't remember why I saved them, but like it'll come to me once I start playing them, you know what I mean? Me too, Atlas. Me too. I'm hot. Okay. Letting the hype train run its course. Level 3, y'all, in fucking a couple of minutes, which is insane. I appreciate y'all so much. And then, of course, we got some ads. It's legal in my state. Therefore, it's legal on my stream. Do not come for me. I'm actually going to snooze the ads this time. Get you a snack if you have a snack. Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all make this end of the year wall that I've hit be like not so bad.
Beans, what the fuck?
That didn't get me tonight. That didn't get me tonight. Yay! Look at the hype train emote we unlocked, y'all. So cute. Level 3. What, baby?
I got a conductor badge.
Nice. Look at you, hype train conductor. 7 subs and 1,600 bits. Oh my god. Thank y'all so much. My heart feels the love. Can you feel it? Can you feel the love? Nothing feels better than feeling the love. Shout out, That's So Raven. All right. Hi, I'm over here now. It does, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna pick random ones. We'll go through it. We'll pause as we go. We'll talk about it as we go. And even if the topics are kind of heavy, I'm taking on more of a fucking, I'm just chilling in my living room ranting about shit tonight. So like, I don't anticipate any super heavy talks happening. So trying to keep things lighthearted because shit's heavy as fuck already, right? And frustrating as fuck. Any sort of strong feelings that I feel will probably manifest in the form of righteous anger. So here we go.
So have you been paying attention to the journal?
I've got to, resize it and all that shit. So
Like, you're perfect, you're beautiful, you look like Linda Evangelista, you're a model.
Okay. Just trying to make sure that I'm not covering the chat up or anything. Good. This is one of my favorite creators on all platforms, Imani Barbaran, aka Crutches and Spice. Follow her on Twitter, follow her on TikTok. She's a disability advocate and living icon. Here we fucking go.
So if you've been paying attention to the journalists in Gaza, then I would like to talk to you about a concept known as asynchronous communication. Now, asynchronous communication is exactly what it sounds like. Synchronous communication is basically us talking in real time. Asynchronous communication is basically us talking out of time. Basically having a conversation that could span days, weeks, months, what have you, and it still be the same discussion thread. This is basically how online discourse works, particularly on platforms like Twitter. I first heard of this concept through disability advocates at the disabled list, and they were basically saying that the fact that conversations can happen without a time limit and can span weeks, months, years, and people can still continue to go back to threads and discourses time and time and time again is what allows disabled people specifically to exist in this public sphere. And I actively think that this concept could help journalists in Palestine and even still uplift the work of journalists that have been killed. As journalists die and are targeted in Gaza, I've noticed that people stop sharing their videos, and they also stop sharing their work entirely. Mainly people are posting tributes to those journalists, but not continuing to engage in the work that they did prior to their death. Because this is an ongoing ethnic cleansing and genocide that has spanned decades, and that conversation and advocacy online particularly has no time limit, it is still important to engage in the work of journalists that have passed. They are being killed in order to be silenced. Therefore, it makes sense for us to still go back and engage in the work that they've done before their deaths, because even posthumously, they are not to be silenced. What I recommend and what I will be doing in my stories is going backwards and reposting the videos of journalists that have perished. So if you know of their accounts on here or on social media, please tag them below.
Yes, that's so important. I feel like the last time I looked, or the last number I remember seeing is 80, 81 or 86. I believe that that's accurate. Number of journalists who have been killed by the Israeli military. And it's important, like Amani says, to keep sharing their work after they're dead, because a lot of these people know the risk. They know what they're risking in order to do their job and in order to spread this information that's so fucking important. And it would be a disservice to them to, like Amani said, stop sharing their work after they've died, because that's why they're being killed, right? They're being killed to be silenced. And the beauty of the internet is that all of these conversations can happen sort of out of time for years and years and years. So beautifully said. Beautifully said. No notes.
Despite our...
Next. All right, this is one of my mutuals. Patrick, at Patrick the Biosteamist on TikTok. He's also on Twitter, but I don't know his @ offhand. So I'm sure that he'll like talk about it in his own content, but he's Patrick the Biosteamist on TikTok. The headline says, Biden turns COVID-19 relief into slush fund for state and local spending sprees. That's a really good and responsible way to spend pandemic relief money during an ongoing pandemic. Top notch, Joe. Top notch.
Despite our ongoing pandemic, where we're rolling into year 5, Biden has decided F all and has let states use the COVID relief funds for whatever they want. There is over $100 billion in unspent pandemic relief.
There's over $100 billion in unspent pandemic relief that he's just turning loose. Dude, he knows he's not going to be here inside of a decade. He knows he's maybe got 5 strong ones left. 5 at most left. I don't know. He's had COVID multiple times. A stiff wind would take him out, right? He's just blowing through it and saying fuck it and creating havoc and destruction and leaving it in his wake. And a couple of streams ago, we talked about how voting blue no matter who allows for ongoing fascism to occur and for the descent into fascism in the U.S. to continue. Because it's people like John Fetterman who rely on the progressive vote, who rely on Democrats, who rely on blue no matter who, because at least not the other guy, to pander and tell them exactly what they want to hear. Give them all the magical answers and then get into office and fucking do a 180. And then call us liars and try to manipulate and try to manipulate us for taking them at their word when they originally said what they said. Jeebus Christ. I agree, Atlas, but I gotta say that Animorphs book cover slapped. Of John Fetterman morphing into Kristen Cinema. That shit slapped so fucking hard. All right, $100 billion to be poured, I'm sure, largely into whatever police is in the area of whatever fucking, I don't fucking know. Here we go.
The Biden administration has decided it's going to give states and municipalities more flexibility to hoard this money, allowing them to spend this money on things like golf courses, lottery prizes, and for legal services for asylum seekers.
Okay, golf courses, that's a little,
It sounds like you're an orange guy.
That's a little more frivolous than I originally hoped.
And this is now allowed because of a rule that was published before Thanksgiving by the Treasury Department, which relaxes how states and municipalities must legally obligate money from the $350 billion coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery fund by the end of next year. And where does this money come from? This fund was created as a part of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan signed by Biden in 2021, where of this $350 billion for the COVID relief, $90 billion has not been approved or adopted into a budget in any way, shape, or form. So again, we're rolling into year 5, and somehow states have not adequately used the money. So now we're rewarding them for not doing their jobs, for not using money that was provided to them.
Sounds about right.
So now, because of Biden, the recovery fund is funneling taxpayer money into projects that have limited...
That ad was a little bit of a jump scare. The filter. It's the filter. It threw me off, okay? It threw me off. He looks like Bob Durst.
...connections at best to the COVID-19 pandemic. More than $185 million has been approved for projects related to golf courses, such as updated irrigation systems or buying golf carts. More than $400 million has gone to improving swimming pools. Nearly $80 million has gone to sports stadiums. $34 million has gone to building tennis and pickleball courts, and $10 million has gone to rodeos. What does any of that have?
Isn't it interesting that all of this money is being doled out at all the rich fuck sports, like golf and swimming and pickleball and rodeos and tennis and, you know, shit that doesn't fucking matter in the grand scheme of anything? Isn't it hilarious how, and by hilarious I mean dystopian and fucking evil beyond language, how the working class can literally starve, die, be killed over 2 digits worth of dollars, and the people in charge are absolutely melting through this fake currency that we all collectively hold value in it because we all agree to collectively hold value in it. And the value that is placed in this fake currency that we created over our actual beating hearts and breathing lungs and equally complex human lives. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Have to do with COVID, where one town even got $15 million to install showers and a commercial kitchen at a site to host circus and local flea markets. And $4 million even went to the Field of Dreams in Iowa, and this is where Major League Baseball hosts its annual late summer games. $4.2 million of this was to provide legal services for immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers.
Why?
Another $12 million is approved to provide housing for refugees and asylum.
This is the most responsible allocation of this money. Legal services for immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers. That is the most responsible allocation of this money. Everything else is a fart in the wind. Who the hell cares?
Seekers. Again, what does this have to do with COVID? But ultimately, all of this is to just underpin that we have the money. The funds are there. The funds were there. They were just never allocated. They were never used appropriately. We could have had free testing. We could have had a more updated vaccination.
You know, Heinlein, that is a really good point. Third spaces. PJ and I were talking about this extremely recently. Literally last night. How capitalism is isolating as fuck and alienating as fuck. And what previous generations had, at least in America, that my generation doesn't have nearly as much, are third spaces. Like parks, sports things, public activities. You know, so... libraries, of course, and those are getting closed down and funding being cut. For what? Like, America is slowly devolving into an anti-intellectual fascist state. Like, even more so than it already is. It's just melding more and more and getting more overt and more overt by the day.
Nations that were completely covered. This could have been applied to improving ventilation in schools. This could have been applied to providing N95 quality respirators and masks to hospital work.
Sorry, Patrick, I keep pausing you, buddy. I find it funny as well that the people like me who are immunocompromised and who openly advocate for safe public spaces for immunocompromised, disabled, high-risk children and elderly people to be able to exist in public without contracting a BSL-3 pathogen, such as SARS-CoV-2. The main excuse that I get from these people who say that I'm living in fear and who say that COVID is over and that COVID's just a cold, if that's the case, leave me the fuck alone, Gary. Get the fuck out of my replies, Larry. You know? But anyway, these people always say, that costs money. That's money. It's money to improve ventilation in public spaces. It's money to provide PPE to healthcare settings. It's money to provide free vaccinations and free inoculations and free masks and free equipment to our residents.
Well, look at all this money they got.
Yeah. Look at all this money that they are just lighting a match to. And I know some of the money that they're allocating for certain things, that's not lighting a match. But the money was specifically allocated for COVID. And they're finding every excuse in the book to not use it for that. I think about this all the time, but when I tell you the documentaries about this time period are going to pop the fuck off. How could we have let this happen? Why didn't we see it coming? Why didn't we do anything to stop it? I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired.
This could have been used to develop state-funded wastewater surveillance programs. The money was there, it was just never used.
That's Patrick the Biosteamist on TikTok. That's fucking infuriating. Next! I'm also deleting these as I go, so that I don't play them again. I love this creator. This is Zoe the Gender Traitor on TikTok. Z-O the Gender Traitor, like Traitor on TikTok. Love their content. This is a bit of a long one, but I'm sure that it's spot on important. Like, I only save ones that I'm like, we need to talk about this, or y'all need to hear this. So here we go.
When I deployed about 10 years ago, I didn't just go fixing planes in my regular capacity. I went doing like a pretty special job. I got to sit with the commander and do all that stuff and watch live streams of my plane drop warheads on foreheads on ISIL terrorists. But there were a few things that just stuck with me forever. Similarities that I'm seeing between the ITF and Netanyahu.
IDF, not RTF. That caption is a miss here on the auto caption.
The United States and the genocide of Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. There's one particular mission I got to watch from start to finish over weeks. And it was of a farm, and I guess in pretty hostile territory that ISIL wanted to reclaim. And there was a family that lived there. A father, his wife, his young daughters, and a pretty okay farm, pretty nice farm. ISIL was in a shootout. In a shootout with these farmers, as this farmer was trying to defend his farm. He didn't get help in time. ISIL got into his farm, into his home, and they forced his family to swear obedience, to give his wives and his daughters to ISIL, his wife and his daughters to ISIL, to swear his allegiance. They did not. And they were killed. Their farm was set on fire. Netanyahu broke a cornerstone over northern Gazan land to start a new settlement called Ophir. And I never thought in my lifetime that I would see a groundbreaking on a graveyard. Netanyahu is planning a new settlement on the graveyard. Smoke still billowing in the background. And I remember when the story about the farmhouse came out in the West and how ISIL was seen as these terrorists. How would you feel if terrorists came into your home, into your family's home, took your daughters and your wife, threatened you at gunpoint to leave? Or that's what's happening in Gaza, what happened in Palestine to the indigenous Palestinians and descendants of Canaanites. But I digress. We always seem to blame the noose, but never blame the hand that formed the noose.
Noose, not news.
Oh, Hamas is a noose, but Israel is the hand. Israel's the hand that ties the noose. And the ladder that they use to hang the Palestinian people is supplied by the West.
I've heard it said by a lot of pro-Palestinian liberation activists that there is no Hamas without Israel occupation. That the Palestinians who are indigenous to that land, who have inhabited that land for hundreds of years, leading back to the time of Christ, Jesus, actual Christ. If they were just left the fuck alone and not forced off of their land that is rightfully theirs, that they have been raised on for generations, they would not have been driven to the point that they were driven to the point of resistance, to the magnitude that they had to approach it. They wouldn't have been pushed to that point. Exactly, Whiskey. It was not created in a vacuum. Period. And like Zoe said, the U.S. is funding it with money that should be going to fixing houselessness and poverty and living here in this country. This is the worst timeline.
The United States, the UK, France. We always blame the noose but refuse to break the hand. On this global scaffolding, this global stage, as we're watching the Western hanging of, whether it's in the plundering of their land or the complicity, our silent complicity by politicians and billionaire corporations, the hanging of the Palestinians for profit and greed, the Sudanese in funding their political unrest and their instability, the Yemeni, the Congolese, as 3- and 4-year-olds are in coltan mines without protection because profiteers feel that it is too expensive to give them proper gear when those caves collapse so easily. It would be a waste.
Oh my God. Dude. Some weeks ago, I received an offer for like an affiliateship with a brand who makes like portable displays, essentially like a flat tablet, like an iPad tablet or whatever. And they sent me one. And they told me to make a video on it to like promote it or whatever. I've not done that. I accepted this deal before I realized what was happening in the Congo. How kids are dying to make... They're dying to mine coltan. The caves collapse so easily and they are treated as so expendable that these people say it's not worth the money to even provide them with safety equipment because it'd be a waste. to make this. To make these screens that I'm streaming on. To make the screen that you're watching me on. So I have not made a video about that. It's just sitting here in the box. I haven't even used it. I haven't opened it. I haven't turned it on. I haven't peeled the plastic off of it. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I feel like I need to do the right thing and make a TikTok about it and speak up about it and just be honest like I'm doing here. And if that means I shit my nest with this company, then so be it. But I can't even in good conscience use it, which, like, it fucks me up to think about it. And why would I get on here and be like, yeah, drop a couple $100 on this thing that children died for? Like, I just can't reckon with that. I can't bring myself to do that. So this was relevant, and it reminded me of one thing that I have yet to do, one thing that I've yet to promote. Because for all the hate that I fucking get for being disabled and trying to make my own way, and my online presence being my only form of income that I earn in various droplets on various apps in various ways, my merch being one of them, I get called a sellout a lot. And that makes me mad, because I'm not a fucking sellout. I'm trying to put food on the table like you are, so get off my penis, maybe. And the fact that I, in my bones, cannot bring myself to do this should prove to y'all bitches that I'm not a sellout. Not that I'm doing this for that reason, but it's just kind of a while we're here type conversation, you know? But it's not even about that. I'm like going into 2024, standing really firm in my values, being 10 toes down about it, and not taking deals from people who are fucked up, who I know are fucked up. Things that I learn after the fact, I learn after the fact. But at the same time, I'm unable to work a public job due to my disability and my immunocompromised status, for those keeping track at home. So I'm making my way the way that I know how, which is by sharing what's in my brain, hanging out with y'all here, writing, designing merch, making content on TikTok, and just trying my fucking best. And if I know too much about too many things, I won't even leave my room. You know what I mean? And I know that everything I'm doing, even though I'm not being exploited by someone like a manager or like a shift manager or a regional manager of a place I don't clock in or clock out anywhere, that doesn't mean that I'm still not forced to participate in an exploitative system. And I'm positive that anything that I do for a living, anything y'all do for a living, can be traced back. If you do online work, your website can be traced back to some evil motherfucker up top. If you work in a grocery store, that can be traced to some evil motherfucker up top. So I feel like I get more of that because I'm like an online figure or whatever. But bitch, we're all in this fight together. So get off my case. I promise. There's no riches or fortune to be had here. I'm over here geeking over getting 1,600 bits. You know what I mean? But that is a big deal to me. And that's a big deal in general. But like, I'm not doing this for the funds. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it. The fact that I get paid is awesome, because it means that I can still do what I'm passionate about and do what's comfortable for me. Do what I'm able to do. I don't know. I've just been called a grifter and a shill a little too much lately, and anyway. That's funny. Back to this video.
A waste of their investment. We're running out of time. As we're watching Western imperialist terrorist organizations strip and pillage indigenous lands. If someone came into your grandparents' home and told them that this land that was passed down to them, that they worked, didn't belong to them because some doctrine of discovery, some deity, some priest told them that this land was theirs, rolled them out of their house in their wheelchairs, I bet you'd be a terrorist too. I bet you'd be angry too, right? Quote unquote a terrorist. As politicians who've never suffered, who've never even experienced what their constituents even experience on a day-to-day basis, are calling for the slaughtering of black and brown people with our money, and we're running out of time. Netanyahu told the Palestinians to flee northern Gaza and go to southern Gaza when 5 out of 6 checkpoints are closed or destroyed. The Rafah crossing is extremely restricted. Now, a great majority of them are in southern Gaza as they're being bombed in unprecedented amounts, as they're having concerts and screenings of Taylor Swift's films and Beyonce's films, singing "Break My Soul," waving around the Israeli flag, as 10-20 miles from them, children are being turned to dusts, and politicians are celebrating groundbreakings over graveyards. They're running out of time. That's the post.
That's Zoe the Gender Trader on TikTok. Jesus fuck. Okay. I want to talk about this is creating a topic. This 2023 has been the past 3 years specifically, I feel like for my corner of the world, literally everything is different. How I see the world is different from how I used to see it. How I perceive reality, how I perceive capitalism, how I perceive imperialism, how I perceive my place on the planet, how I perceive celebrity. All of that is shifting. And I feel like I'm not the only one. I mean, obviously. Christina, you're exactly right. All they had to do was say, you know what, I'm not going to let my documentary play. That's quite literally the least that they could do. These are 2 of some of the most powerful women on the planet, and their silence is deafening. Now, I've been a Beyonce fan for 15 fucking years, 20 years. Has it been 20 years? I mean, I started listening to them in like 2000. Jesus Christ, it's been 23. Okay, I'm old. It's fine. Time passes. The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon and whatnot. Anyway, I really don't fuck with performative activism. And she's married to someone who is 12 years older than her. Like, relax, Jay-Z. You know? Literally relax. But I heard something the other day that made me I'm never seeing them the same way again. Like, sometimes it takes something being explicitly said or explicitly shown to me before I'm like, oh my God, they suck, don't they? Like, does this mean that they suck? Yes, it does. So Jay-Z was in an interview some time ago, with someone. Who cares? I mean, I saw it. So like it's an interview that happened. I'm not just like making this up. And the interviewer, he was talking to the interviewer about how one of his relatives, like a younger cousin or something, like in their 20s or something like that, asked him for either like $4,800 or $6,800, just somewhere in that neighborhood, somewhere near the $5,000 range, to help him start a business. Either start a business or he was going to start pursuing music or something to that effect. And he asked his by and large richest relative, Jay-Z himself, billionaire extraordinaire, for some assistance. And Jay-Z said no. He said no. Because it's a whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality, right? That's oh so effective and oh so true. But someone actually took the time to do the math. They're like, well, let's break this down. $5,000. We'll say it's 6,000 because I feel like it's 64 or something like that. $6,400 to me is a ton of money. I have never had that much money at once in my entire life. For me, for this household, that is a life-changing amount of money. $6,400.
One does not simply choose to be a potato. You are indoctrinated like a religion. But once you go potato, there is no return.
Nerd Talk Plays. I had to make sure I had your name right. Thank you so much for the follow. Thump, 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 thump. Welcome to the shit show. We have snacks. What was I saying, y'all?
$6,400.
$6,400. Life-changing amount of money. Period. Would it not change our lives?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah. That's a quote from Pidge. You could take it to the bank. I wish I could take it to the bank. Does anyone have 6 million bits? Just kidding, please. But anyway, someone took the time to do the math. They're like, okay, Jay-Z is worth, and just for posterity, I'm pulling it up right now. Okay. Now see, him and Beyonce have been married since like 2006, so this is probably both of their money, and this is like a quick Google response. I already know that he's a billionaire, but it says here that he's worth $2.5 billion.
I love the next one is, why is Jay-Z worth?
Why is Jay-Z worth $2.5 billion? And why has he not single-handedly ended homelessness in America? They did the math, and they determined that $6,400 to Jay-Z, to like a middle-class, working-class person, is the equivalent, mutes music, of 19 cents. Blinks audibly. Imagine looking someone who comes to you for help in the face and saying, hey, 19 cents is a life-changing amount of money for me. It would quite literally help me start paving the path to making my dreams come true and working myself out of a shitty situation. And you said, sucks to suck, poor. Yank on those bootstraps a little harder, bitch. You're not working hard enough. I'm Jay-Z. That's my Jay-Z impression. How'd I do? But once I heard that, that was like a gong bell that could not be unrung for me. Yes, Feek. We talk about FD Signifier all the time. But he's one of my favorite YouTube creators. He's a black content creator, advocate, activist, talks about so much important shit. He has a video about black conservatives, and Atlas said that Jay-Z is literally 1/3 of that video. Well, I know what I'm watching tomorrow. Drop it in the Discord if you would like. You can drop it in Lounge, drop it in Covered on Stream even. Actually, go ahead and do that, Atlas, if you don't care, if you have the spoons. To drop that link on stream. Thank you, friend. Would y'all like to join the Discord, by the way? Our link is fixed. Drop it, Pidge. There you go. Thank you. Farted on them. Shitted on them. Join our Discord. It's a good time. If that link doesn't work, let me know and I'll renew it.
Should be good.
It should be good. It's a fresh one. She's fresh. We do have gifts, and we talk about stuff. I admitted my irrational hatred for Kevin Bacon today. It's a good time. Join the Discord. All right. That was something, wasn't it? All right, next.
I think a lot of you may...
Thanks for bearing with me while I try to be as quick with this as possible, y'all.
I think a lot of you may not realize that the reason a lot of people don't want to learn anything new is because...
This is Lizard Brain Learning on TikTok. Lizard Brain Learning. Gesundheit, Pidge. Bless. Big bless.
I think a lot of you may not realize that the reason a lot of people don't want to learn anything new is because to them, learning new things is trauma. So many people grew up in families where it was considered a bad thing to learn new things. It was bad to think critically about things. We know this because we are familiar with this phrase, don't get smart with me. Many people, when they were kids, if they were even remotely challenging of their authority figures or if they talked back at all, they were called smart.
I'm sorry. This is just unlocking a lot of deep-seated autistic trauma for me. Holy shit. Shit. Anyone else grow up asking clarifying questions because nothing was ever made clear to you because everyone else seemed to be dealing with and operating from a handbook that you didn't get a copy of for some reason? And anytime you would ask a teacher, a parent, an authority figure of any perceived kind for a clarifying question that would give you more information to be able to do what they're asking you to do, you would get told that you're back talking, that you're back sassing, that you're being a smart ass, smart aleck, smart. Don't get smart with me. You getting smart with me? Like... I mean this. I didn't get past this part in this TikTok. I saved it to my phone and I said, we'll watch it on stream. Because the first 30 seconds of it had me thinking about all of this shit, all of these times where my brain was starved for information. I had to learn more. Like, it's my goal to learn the answer. If that makes me wrong, fine. I'll know the answer at least. Like, that's been how my brain has operated for quite literally my entire life. And I've been punished for it so many times. Given the wrong rules to life. Yeah. Bitch, can we get a redo button, please? I want to rewind it back just a few seconds here.
When they were kids, if they were even remotely challenging of their authority figures or if they talked back at all, they were called smart. And that was not a good thing. Smart was what got you punished. If you were someone who behaved in an arrogant way and you had an answer for everything, you were called a smart aleck.
How can I be a smart aleck? I'm 9.
Not to mention the fact that we are weighed down with so many stereotypes of what you look like, what you sound like, how you act when you are smart, that there are people who are desperately afraid of looking smart in any way. So, as a result, we have people who grow up not learning anything new. They've learned that's the safest thing. And the only way they are ever going to learn anything new ever again is if they learn that it is safe to learn. As long as they're afraid of saying things like, yeah, I changed my mind, or hey, I learned something, this is where they're gonna stay.
That's Lizard Brain Learning on TikTok. She just broke my brain, I think. Because this explains so much. This explains why I never fit into a copy-paste cookie-cutter system of standardized learning where it's just from K through 12 we're being taught how to do capitalism. Stamp, move on. Stamp, move on. Stamp, move on. For 13 years, 35 to 40-hour work weeks. If you do extracurriculars, way more than that. For no pay, 5 days a week. You get punished for being sick. You get rewarded for having perfect attendance with a nice little piece of paper with a sticker on it. but it doesn't really reward you in any other way. Like, it explains why I get so much hate and shit from people whenever I speak out about COVID or talk about SARS and CoV-2 and talk about how it's very much not over. Talk about how it's estimated in the US that 1 in 38 people have COVID right now. Mask the fuck up, please. People like me have been all but sequestered since 2020 because we have to be. We've had no choice but to pay attention. And because COVID is a novel virus that we are learning about in real time, sometimes that means that information changes, right? And that's okay. It's okay to change your mind about shit. It's okay to be updated with new information. It's okay to revise your stance. It's okay to believe something really, really hard for a really long time and then completely have your worldview change and start over. That doesn't mean that it's easy, but it's okay. That's literally how growth happens. That's how healing happens. That's how closure happens. That's how learning happens. It is important, Atlas. I dare say it should be required. I dare say also that there's a reason why critical thinking isn't taught in schools. It doesn't behoove us to divert from the system. But if you're like me and always diverted by default, I should say, and you got punished for asking questions because you existed outside of it naturally, then you already know I'm preaching to the choir. Holy shit. That one really did break my brain, bitch. I need to take a break. Oh, man. Also, I love y'all, and I love the conversations that are had in the chat always. I always watch these back. Action. For those of you who are new, I always watch these back and read the chats because I miss a lot. Y'all talk about some good stuff. And if I don't see your chat right now, I will see it on the VOD, so don't let that stop you from interacting in the chat if you feel so moved. But anyway, I want to take a quick BRB. Stretch them, drink them, smoke them if you got them, y'all. We're back. I literally just said out loud, okay, I've got to drop back in here right now because Hephaestus is speaking on some shit. For those of you watching the VOD and missed the comment, Hephaestus just said, critical thinking skills dilute the effectiveness of the manufacturing of consent in the media machine. Holy fucking shit. One of the first videos I watched that started me on any sort of radicalization, aka deconstructing journey, was this, I don't know if it's actually Schoolhouse Rock, but it was definitely Schoolhouse Rock type animation. This is old too, like I think it was like, I don't know, from the 90s. Like it's been around a while, talking about how like all of the news stations are owned by like 2 fucking people. And I don't know if y'all have seen those videos where it's like a supercut of local news stations all saying the exact same scripted thing at the same time from like across the country, because the same companies write scripts and distribute them to the masses. And critical thinking skills means that you can cut through the noise and kind of remove your emotion from the situation and see things objectively for what they are. And if they're trying to spin a narrative and get you to believe something, they don't like that, right? If social media had existed in the capacity now, and back in 2006 when all this shit in Iraq was going on, it would have been a different story. 2006. I feel like 2003 is probably more accurate, because what we're seeing with Gaza right now, apps like TikTok and Twitter, we are seeing the horrendous atrocities unfolding in real time. Something that isn't spun through a news filter and a propaganda machine, right? You can't get more visceral and real than that. It highlights these people's humanity. It makes it personal. It makes it intimate. It makes you see yourself in that person because they're using the same app as you. Like, it's not a person in a suit telling you about it, you know, and sprinkling sugar-coated lies on it and such. So that and many reasons, including the 2024 election, is why the US has been trying to get rid of TikTok on and off basically all year long. And I don't think it's going to happen, because if it does, then we'll just all go to another app and keep doing the same thing, right? But Hephaestus, thank you so much for that absolute truth bomb, because holy shit. Okay. I hope everyone's rested up, stretched properly. I don't know. Do you have good stretching technique? Drop your techniques below. All right. Back to some more tiki-talkies. Let's delete this one. That broke my brain. Okay. Moving right along, moving right along. I feel like I didn't delete this one either. Okay. This is one of my mutuals named Liz.
Things are fucked.
Things are fucked. You right about that, Liz. You right about that. Okay. Here we go.
Things are fucked. And the people who are making things so fucked for everyone are going to continue to do so until they're stopped by the public. And the public is being psychologically manipulated against taking any action towards those in power through propaganda. That is like our whole struggle right now.
Literally what we're already talking about. This is great.
And it's happening on so many different fronts. I think that a lot of Westerners, specifically Americans, tend to think that we are immune to propaganda. Propaganda has just become so mundane and intrinsic to everyday American life that it has become like white noise. So I always find it interesting when people thumb their nose at places like China or North Korea. Our government, the American government, has entire budgets and bureaucratic arms dedicated to indoctrinating the general public. The Department of Defense spends millions of dollars, lends equipment, location, resources to Hollywood in exchange for them having the final say on entertainment scripting. It's movies, TV shows, video games. Yes, it's what immediately comes to mind. It's every cop movie ever made. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Law and Order. It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But it's also things like Top Chef, like Oprah, like Cupcake Wars. Yes, the DoD has overseen scripting on all of these projects. And the entire creation and the purpose of the CIA was to spread propaganda about communism and socialism. But in '96, they officially established the entertainment liaison. They've blocked films, they've censored scripts, they've requested adjustments. They secretly purchased the rights to George Orwell's Animal Farm from his grieving widow. They changed the script in the animated version so that the pigs who were supposed to represent communists were overthrown by the other animals on the farm. They turned animal...
Bruh. All right, Liz. I know you can't hear me right now, but you're doing great. Love you. Let me repeat what the fuck you just said, because you just broke my brain. Twice in one stream. That's a new record. George Orwell's Animal Farm. Did you know this, Pidge? Here, listen to this.
Yeah, I heard.
George Orwell's Animal Farm was purchased by the CIA from his grieving widow. And in the original book, the pigs that were supposed to represent communists, they rewrote the script so that the other animals overthrew the pigs. So that communism wouldn't be the winner, the victor, who would thrive.
That's crazy because I thought initially the pigs were supposed to be the capitalists.
Well, I haven't read it.
Right.
So
I guess that's what they changed.
Now listen.
I don't know. That's weird.
Just a quick little caveat, okay? My PDA ass stopped reading books that was recommended to me and required in school from like 3rd grade on. The first book I remember refusing to read was The Giver in like 3rd or 4th grade, okay? I've always hated being told to read books for a grade or for something. Like, I was a voracious reader for fun, for escapism, for passion. So like a lot of the classics that we were supposed to have read growing up, didn't read none of that shit, okay? But that doesn't mean that I don't want to as an adult. And this is one that I really want to read. I want to get my hands... I wonder if the original version is out there. I have so many questions, Liz. I need to run it back because she's not done talking about Animal Farm.
Communists were overthrown by the other animals on the farm. They turned Animal Farm into Cold War propaganda to influence the global South. During World War II, the U.S. had a Bureau of Motion Pictures and the Office of War Information, and the head of the OOW said the easiest way to inject a propaganda idea into people's minds is through the medium of an entertainment picture when they do not realize that they're being propagandized. When you are ingesting media, where does it come from? And who benefits from this information being true? Who benefits from this information being a lie? Media literacy is not taught to the general populace for a reason. A little bit, we gotta teach ourselves.
Wow, Jesus Christ. Funnily enough, Iron Man, for years, was my favorite Marvel hero, and I thought Iron Man 1 was just like the best, right? Because I saw it in theaters, and I just remember loving it, right? Well, Pidge and I, a couple summers back, or a couple years back now, we watched the entire Marvel Universe, like, canonically, from start to finish. And we rewatched Iron Man. And, oof! It's just telling how much I've, like, deconstructed this shit over these past few years, because the propaganda was punching me in the face. And it was so blatant and so, like, uncomfortable. The fact that I used to root for a billionaire. Like, I know, fictional or not, like, Marvel provided the art for the Navy when your dad was in the Navy, and their mascot was Iron Man. Whiskey said, I've been new.
Why didn't you share with the
Whiskey
class,
said, bitch, you're late. You're late. Oh my God. Yeah. Loki, that's more my style as well. Holy shit. Also, serendipitous segue from what we were already talking about coming back from break. Hephaestus, I feel like you knew. Hephaestus was telling the future. Okay. I know we're flip-flopping screens, but hey, you're here, so. Next. Let's see.
Hello.
I think this is an autism one. Yes. This is for my late identified, ouch, women and femmes, non-binary friends, even trans folks, black and brown folks, really anybody who doesn't exhibit the Sheldon Cooper Bazinga style of autism, you know? This one's for you.
Hello, I'm an autistic child showing symptoms of autism. No, you can't show those symptoms of autism. Those are inappropriate, child. Oh, okay, I'll fix that. Hello, I learned how to hide all my symptoms of autism. What symptoms of autism? You aren't showing any symptoms. You can't possibly be autistic. You told me I had to hide the symptoms. Yeah, and I don't see any symptoms, so you're not autistic. But I showed them earlier. Yeah, those were inappropriate. So I fixed them by hiding them. And now I don't see any, so you can't be autistic. I don't know what you want from me.
Ouch. Right in the medical gaslighting. Am I right? Am I right? Oh, I forgot to say who that was. I apologize.
I'm an autistic.
Let's get that at for y'all. This is Ribera Bonbon on TikTok. REBERABON_BON. I like their content as well. Whew. That was a good one. Okay, here's another one from... Oh, wait. No, let's do this one. This is President Jimmy Carter. I thought this was interesting. An old interview. He's still alive?
Yeah, not for long.
I mean, sure.
Right, yeah, yes. His wife just passed.
His wife just passed. That's right.
That's why everyone's like, that's why.
Yeah, of course. That's fair. That's fair. No, I understand. You weren't trying to be a jerk. I mean, yeah, that's fair. His longtime wife passed. I mean, you know, he's along in years. Yeah. Dying of a broken heart is very much a thing. Yeah. Johnny Cash died of a broken heart. Yep. Okay, here we go. Who? Padme Amidala. It wasn't the twin delivery on fucking Mustafar or wherever the fuck she was. All right, here we go.
Why don't Americans know what you have seen?
Americans don't want to know, and many Israelis don't want to know what is going on inside Palestine. It's a terrible human rights persecution that far transcends what any outsider would imagine.
I don't know when this is, but like I said, the genocide of Palestinians did not start on October 7th. It's been going on since 1948, since the Nakba, since the original displacement and mass murder and occupation of Palestine by Israel. I talked about it in 2 VODs ago. I'm also behind. I haven't uploaded my Fortnite VOD yet. Sorry. But in my last VOD on YouTube, I talked about how I used to think that Israel was like this long existing place, has been here since, you know, Christ. Kind of like Palestine, you know, because it was named this really like holy, sacred sounding name. And the way people talk about it in the U.S. is just, it's like revered, it's holy land, all these birthright trips and such. And it's like, woof. Peeling back the layers and seeing the similarities in how the Israeli population in Israel is propagandized the same way that we in the U.S. are propagandized. Same flavor of imperialism, baby. Same flavor.
The outsider would imagine.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the fucking spacebar to work when I do this.
Transcends what any outsider would imagine. And there are powerful political forces in America that prevents any objective analysis of the problem in the Holy Land. I think it's accurate to say that not a single member of Congress with whom I'm familiar would possibly speak out and call for Israel to withdraw to their legal boundaries or to publicize the plight of the Palestinians, or even to call publicly and repeatedly for good faith peace talks. There hadn't been a day of peace talks now in more than 7 years. So this is a taboo subject, and I would say that if any member of Congress did speak out, as I've just described, they would probably not.
One does not
be
simply
back.
choose to be a potato. You are indoctrinated, like a religion. But once you go potato, there is no return.
Bean the Kitten, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Going to run it back here. Just a moment here, because there's something I wanted to speak on here.
They would probably not be back into Congress the next term.
Rashida Tlaib, congresswoman who is literally Palestinian, and spoke up and was like, hey, can we maybe stop murdering my people? Could we maybe stop committing genocide? They literally censured her. I think if correct me if I'm wrong, was she like only the first or second congressperson to be censured without having committed a crime? Something like that. Literally, silenced for being Palestinian. Literally, babes. Okay. Sorry, I know I keep running it back. It's just that there's no captions on this, and I need to kind of remind myself what President Carter says.
They would probably not be back into Congress the next term.
Who are these forces that you're talking about?
Well, there's an inherent commitment in America, which I share as a Christian, of a deep commitment to make sure that Israel is safe. And that is added onto by the very effective work of the American-Israeli group called AIPAC, which is performing its completely legitimate task of convincing Americans to support the policies of the Israeli government. And AIPAC is not dedicated to peace. They're dedicated to inducing the maximum support in America, in the White House, in the Congress, and in the public media for whatever policies the Israeli government has at a particular time, and they're extremely effective.
Woof. This is from Reggie_outlaw on TikTok. I don't know what else they have on their page, but dude, that's a former U.S. president speaking out about this in a way that's, you know, the bar is non-existent at this point, but it's refreshing to hear a former president speak about this in an objective way, that what Israel is doing is objectively fucked up. For an objectively fucked up, man-made, unnecessary, evil, colonialist cause. And, bitch, I was just talking to PJ about this last night. For whatever reason, this time next year is going to be, we're going to be in a completely different... We're going to be in a completely different place as a planet. I just can't believe all the shit that's happened this year that's put us in a different place. And the hits just keep on fucking coming, right? Okay, next vid. We're going through these. I've saved about 25 for y'all. And I appreciate y'all being here, and I'm glad that I get to show you guys these and all that good shit.
I hope this...
Okay, this one's about 4 minutes. This is Rich Shallot on TikTok. RichShallot. Don't remember what this is about offhand, but I'm sure it'll come to me as I watch it with you. Here we go.
I hope this touches the right people. We have to be able
What
to
the fuck is going on in here on this day?
I don't know, nerd talk. I have no idea.
A free Palestine, free Congo, free Haiti, free Puerto Rico, free Guam, free African American people in the U.S. We have to be able to see ourselves healthy, able to access food, healing our families. We have to be able to see this shit. I'm an agriculturalist. My job is to put seeds in the ground and have the foresight in my mind's eye and my heart's eye to see what the garden is going to look like 3 months down the year, 6 months down the year, next season, blah, 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 on and on. Of course, I cannot control the weather or what bugs show up this year, especially with the climate changing, etc. But because I have that vision in mind of what I'm working towards, I am not blown in the wind, every day. I trust the relationship I'm cultivating with the land that I am a part of. And I have a trust in my abilities in myself because I've put in my head what this is going to look like. And I think manifestation and visualization, that's all the same thing. You have to work with, you have to put the seeds in the ground, you have to tend to them, but you also need to visualize, see, and imagine. You have to be able to imagine freedom. And this is so important for us, especially I think in the U.S. The United States and white supremacy's main role is to kill our imagination. It starts from when we're little. I believe children are the closest thing to God, the divine, whatever you want to call it. Before they get all fucked, we get all fucked and conditioned and programmed into whatever this shit is, adulthood, capitalism, white supremacy. This is a mess. But children, I remember the things I used to imagine as a kid, playing by myself, so fun. I still enjoy being alone from time to time, but it's not the same. So what I'm saying is, I'm getting off track. Harriet Tubman, who I named my farm after, the Harriet Tubman Freedom Farm, she saw and imagined her freedom. And she saw it so often, and she cultivated a relationship with that imagination so much, and that vision so much, that she believed in her freedom more than the actual laws and systems and literal slavery and bondage that said she was not a human being. Now think, for yourself today, what could you afford to imagine that is greater than the laws and rules and systems these people have told you are the cap of your existence? We have to be able to see a free Palestine before Israel showed up with its raggedy ass bullshit and after Israel falls, because I can see Israel falling. It's glorious. I see the United States failing, and it's beautiful. And what comes after that, our fullness, our humanity, our freedom, our liberation, our celebration, our joy, our passion, our art, our abundant gardens, our food forests, is so much more real than this shit they've told us is the way life works. Mm-hmm. We have to be able to see it. And when we see it and believe in it and cultivate toward it, you cannot be stopped. Harriet came back to hell again and again and got other people out because she saw that shit. She believed the vision more than the real life rules, big quotes around that said she was not a person, that said she was a fugitive, that she was illegal. That is the power of your mind and trusting it. And I know she was religious as well. I think that is a divine connection. To use that vision and believe in it, pray to it, talk to it, or where you think it's coming from, where you believe it's coming from. That all matters. We have to be able to see this. I'm saying this with love. Let's look at the better, brighter things.
Amazing. That was Rich Shallot on TikTok. This is like something that I forget to do a lot. Something I forget to do a lot. When I'm all caught up in spiral-shaped thoughts, it's hard to see past the bullshit that keeps happening in front of me for me to even start to imagine what a better world would look like and what that would mean. And this isn't on some toxic positivity shit. It's referring to the ability to zoom out past your individual circumstances and even past the things that you are seeing and reading in the news about the world around you. And when I say zoom out, I don't mean consume more information. I mean sort of zoom out of time. Zoom out of this timeline entirely. Imagine a timeline where you had your needs met, where people didn't have to die for a fake currency that we made up, where you don't have to grind yourself into bone powder just to have a chance to exist with a roof over your head and food in your belly. And it's so easy for me to like dismiss thinking about that as just like fantasy and like daydreaming. But there's something to be said about channeling the want to be there. And I feel like deconstructing this shit is so monumentally important to that journey. And I've spent a lot of months doing that, but you know, it's decades worth of shit, right? So I still have plenty of work left to do because it's a continuous process. But I'm more so past the original learning about this stuff part, like originally, like I'm already on the path is what I should say. And my path is sort of forming more into, okay, then what happens next? Last stream that's on YouTube, subscribe, potatum with the number 8. We're almost at 400 subscribers on there. I talked about how, hold on, I lost it. Gotta find it. Damn it. I don't remember what I was gonna say! That's really frustrating. Yeah, last stream was Fortnite Beans. I mean the last stream that's on YouTube. So, I have slept since then. If it comes to me, it comes to me. If not, oh well. But this also ties into critical thinking and how those of us who have the capacity for it, it's used against us a lot because we're going against what people want for us. And yeah, the one with Joris, exactly. Yeah, my memory got erased. That happens a lot. Especially, I'm almost entirely weaned off of my ADHD meds. Long story short, I recently lost access to them. I've been weaning off of them for the past couple of months. This is my last week on them, period. And then I'll be off of them completely. And oh my God, I apologize in advance. That's all I'm going to say. But back to this. Yeah, it's so fucking important to... I know what we're talking about. Ding! She found it. Hello. We talked about, if not Biden, then who? We talked about how I endorse a few streams back Claudia de la Cruz and Karina Garcia, her running mate. But the Electoral College needs to be like fucking dealt with, demolished, done, abolitioned, whatever, right? And what is hopefully going to replace that is what's called the NPVIC, which is the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. And essentially what that means is each state, like in this system, whatever you want to call it, voting system, each state would send their number of electoral votes to who got the popular vote, I believe. I don't know. I can't remember, and I'm a little high. Go watch it. We watched a video on it and everything on the stream. But anyway, 20 states have already signed up to adopt this policy, and that has equaled up to 205 total electoral votes have signed up worth of states. Once that number reaches 270, the United States can enact that into policy, law, rule, whatever, right? And that would allow for more fair elections across the board instead of relying on the Electoral College as a whole, because it's all fucked up, right? I'm still learning more about the NPVIC, but that's more where my focus is heading, while simultaneously deconstructing this shit. And it's a lot, right? It's stuff that bored me to tears learning about in school, shit that already happened, right? But yeah, I'm also getting caught up looking at the chat. I try to look at the chat and respond, but my brain is made of Swiss cheese and the floor is a trapdoor and everything escapes. But yeah. All right, let's watch a couple more, y'all. Again, don't know what all these are about, but most of them are about Palestine, capitalism, critical thinking. It all fucking ties together, right? Okay. I need to delete this one as well. We already covered it. All right, here we go.
Just a quick.
This one's cool because it's Amani stitching one of my mutuals. Umnia on TikTok. That is UMNIA_.
Just a quick PSA to anyone making videos like, if you're being silent right now about Palestine, I'm not ever going to forgive you. I'm not going to forgive anyone for what is going on with it. Like, if you're not currently masking right now, you do know that the disability community and the COVID conscious community is saying the same thing about you right now, right?
One of the more fascinating things to watch right now in this moment is people come to terms with their role in genocide as citizens of the West and completely skip over COVID. This is from Amnesty International. The occupation actively kept Palestinians from getting vaccines. Why do you think it is that Palestinians were kept from getting COVID-19 vaccines, given the actions that you all have seen?
To wipe them the fuck out. To wipe them the fuck out. Because COVID's not a cold, people. Never was.
And as we know, COVID causes massive damage to the blood vessels in your entire body. Heart damage, lung damage, brain damage, and immune damage, like severe immune damage. And now those very same immune systems that were kept from the COVID-19 vaccine are now fighting off infections from amputated limbs without sanitary protections. Those immune systems are fighting off infections from experimental weaponry on their bodies. Those very same immune systems are now fighting off a wide array of diseases. And currently in the United States, 1,000 people a week are dying of COVID, and 18,000 people in the last month have been hospitalized because of it.
But it's over. Ha! It's over. It's a myth. You mean the plandemic? What sort of grift are you running here, lady? Talking about this shit. It's just a cold. I caught it. I've had it 12 times and I feel fine. Drops over dead.
And now, some of the very same people that are coming to terms with how Democrats view Palestinians, and by extension, all marginalized people, they seem to also still believe that Biden's administration was telling the truth when it came to COVID and it being over. Can I ask you something? Do airborne viruses respect borders? Or do you play a much larger role in all of these genocides than you even thought?
Oh my God!
I love Amani so much. Yeah, you can't pick and choose, right? Immunocompromised people, disabled people, high-risk people have been screaming from the rooftops until we're blue in the face for years at this point. about how COVID will fuck you up. Every infection comes with a 1 in 10 chance of catching long COVID, of contracting long COVID. And that's not 1 in 10 people. That's 1 in 10 infections. Most people on average are getting infected 2 to 3 times per year because they're being made to believe that COVID is over. They're being made to believe that it's not airborne and that if you just wash your hands real good, you won't catch an airborne virus. Wrong. Incorrect. Holy fuck. Yeah. I love Amani. And I love Umni as well. All right, y'all. Let's see. A lot of these are about Palestine, so I'm going to make sure to save... I want to, like, save and categorize them, like, anti-capitalism ones, Palestine ones, but, like, it's all fucking connected. It's all connected. The 2024 election. American propaganda. It is all connected. I say it all the time, people. So I can't categorize it because we, more often than not, end up talking about all the same shit in every single one of these. Isn't that weird? All right. I think this one's a fun little song. We can go ahead and end on this one if you want. Because my butt's kind of numb and it's past midnight.
America's plan.
This one's fun. Fun, but also sad. Kind of like Bo Burnham.
America's planning to kill everybody on Earth to keep themselves on top.
Yes, that's right.
Funding conflicts in Ukraine and Palestine to sell their dirty fracking greenwashed LNG abroad. In the last 8 years, America's gone from no LNG exports at all to the #1 exporter in the world.
That seems significant.
And they're about to build 20 massive new LNG facilities, locking in emissions that guarantee an...
LNG. That's like fossil fuel shit, right? That's like natural resources, right? All right, we're rewinding it because I just had to pause and be like, wait, LNG? A decade ago, the U.S. had never exported LNG, but earlier this year, it became the world's top exporter of the fuel. Oh, it's a fuel. Cool.
Seems significant.
And they're about to build 20 massive new LNG facilities, locking in emissions that guarantee an unlivable world.
A giant ball of oil.
But Europe buys its gas from Russia, Qatar, and Iran, the only 3 countries with larger reserves than the USA. It's convenient that America's looking like the better dealer now, unless they get sanctioned or blocked over Palestine and Ukraine.
Hey, wait a minute.
So the USA's on the verge of global energy dominance because its competitors are blocked by the wars it funds.
Nothing for you!
Since energy's a geopolitical tool of American power, stopping climate change is bad for American money.
Period. No soup for you. Literally, babes. Mun. E. Fuck. Okay, we get it. America sucks. Oh my god, Tatum. Why do you remind me every single stream? Somebody has to. That was definitely... unique delivery of very disconcerting information. Extremely original. Sometimes you just gotta fucking laugh. You know? Oh. This was a nice little chill little stream, y'all. I'm gonna keep it kind of short tonight. Like I said, I'm at an end of the year wall and a bitch is tired. But I appreciate y'all being here so much. And my next stream will be this Saturday, the 23rd. And we're going to be streaming. I'm probably going to like play Animal Crossing or just something like super chill, just so I can hang out with you all, because on the 23rd at midnight on the 24th, it'll be my birthday. Yeah, we're having a birthday party. We sure are. Right here on Twitch, y'all. Twitch.tv/potatum, damn it. Blah. Drainage, Eli. But at any rate, we'll be here at around 10 p.m. or something like that. We'll see. Maybe closer to 10:30 like it was tonight. I got caught up on my eyeliner, okay? Don't look too close. I'll just say that. It's not entirely even. Not entirely Steven. But yeah. So next stream is my birthday stream. It won't start on my birthday, but it'll end there. I don't know. I might swing by. I might darken the doorway of a Dollar General and buy some little birthday hats and maybe little things or something. You know, we'll see if spoons allow. I would love to hit 500. We are at 468 now, and I hit a wall. I was forced by my nervous system to take a 3-stream break this past few streams. So I don't want to say it's my fault that we didn't reach 500, but I don't necessarily foresee receiving 32 new Twitch followers between now and Saturday. But hey, we're closer today than we were when I woke up this morning. So that's definitely something. And we'll hit 500 when we hit 500. And we'll celebrate the fuck out of it when we do. My glasses are from Vooglam, which is cheaper than Zenny. Quick story about my glasses. Last year, or this year, back in February, I was going to buy myself a new pair of glasses because I finally got an eye exam for the first time in like 4 years and I needed new glasses. And I couldn't afford a fucking payment plan for $30 because my credit didn't pass. Because, you know, capitalism. The thing that we talk about constantly, you know. Just another example, getting chewed up and spat out. So I made a TikTok about it, sort of ranting about it, just kind of getting off my chest, venting and being like, oh my fucking God, like I feel awful. Like I can't even afford a $30 payment for my glasses. Like fuck this. And it took off. And I did not know that this was going to happen. I did not intend for this to happen. This was in no way me being like, hey, well, y'all help me. Like I didn't say anything of the sort. I was just ranting about my inability to afford a $30 payment for a new pair of glasses. And folks sent me funds so that I could get new glasses. And they sent me so many funds that I was able to actually get 5 pairs of glasses. So bitch, I am set for a while. A while. The goodness and kindness of kind stranger souls are the reason why I'm wearing these right now. So shout out Vooglam, shout out all the folks that helped out with that. Super fucking cool. I know, right, nerd talk? That pesky mutual aid. That pesky financial assistance to ensure that someone has what they need. God damn it, America. Get her! Huh. Oh, thanks. Yeah, wow, I didn't know that was a thing. If you want to tip, thanks, Waba. Tip me using that link, Stream Elements, of course. You can always tip with bits. You can join the Curly Fry Club starting at $1 a month. Congrats to those who won a free membership tonight, by the way. Thanks to all y'all who contributed to the hype train. Even if you didn't, I never want to pressure any of y'all ever to spend a dime on me because I get it. I understand. Money sucks. Money is hard. But I always appreciate all the support, always. And I'm far too warm to wear this for an extended period of time. But here's what I was wearing at the beginning of the stream. I'll show it real good one more time. The reference here is I wrote a piece on Medium talking about feeling stuck in a late discovered neurodivergent body. And I said that a dandelion growing through concrete would be an understatement. I am a potato plant in the desert, growing out of pure spite. So this design was inspired by my writing. And the pinned link will take you to this entire collection. We've got mugs, stickers, magnets, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. I have over 40 designs on my shop. I spent weeks, if not months, painstakingly and autistically sifting through hundreds of fonts to try to find the right one for everything. And I think I did a pretty good job. So if you want to peruse my merch at your leisure, that's going to be at potatum.com. And hopefully you'll find something on there that you love, can't live without, want to support. As always, I'm greatly appreciative. But But that's it for tonight, y'all. This one will be on YouTube. I'll get the other one uploaded. Hey, it's almost Christmas. Give me a fucking break. But at any rate, lurkers, listeners now and later, I hope you have a beautiful time zone wherever thou may art. And I'll see y'all on Saturday for my birthday stream. Bye. I love you. Bye. That's the wrong screen, Tatum. Haha. Maybe open your eyes when you use the button. Love ya. Bye.
I came.
The giant horse cock weighs over 11 pounds.